What's going on, Bears fans? I got 3 different articles here that are absolutely bonkers, out of their minds. Some of them involve Thomas Brown, but the first and most important one involves the 2 big stars on the Chicago Bears. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way in. And if you don't like what I'm saying, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you're notified every day when I put out one of these videos so you can talk mad shit about me in the comments down below. Let's go, baby. Also, 30% more space now. Listen, DJ Moore has praised Caleb Williams for accountability and improved performance. Now, I know what most of you guys are thinking. DJ Moore is kind of a moody sort of guy, and we've seen it. We've seen him off by himself on the sidelines, and we've always tried to read something into it. And he just says, basically, guys, I just like being alone. I like focusing on the game, not talking to people, not doing anything. He doesn't want to be disturbed. He doesn't want to be bothered. He wants to be focused. But we turn this into something more than it really is. And, we use that as fuel to say that DJ Moore doesn't get along with Caleb or something like that, or he's mad at Matt Eberflus, or he's mad at somebody somewhere, somehow. Well, turns out the man that stepped up to talk about Caleb Williams and defend Caleb Williams was DJ Moore. That does mean, by the way, that the veterans have not lost faith in Caleb Williams, and that's what you want to see. Never mind the coaching staff. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's the players that matter the most. Remember, what Caleb said was really actually very important. On bad teams, the coaches lead. On good teams, the players and coaches lead, and on great teams, the players lead. Well, DJ Moore took a leadership role right here. Now, one of the things that happened that was so important was that Shane Waldron was fired and Thomas Brown was named the offensive coordinator. Caleb Williams then stood up in front of the team and apologized for his poor play leading to the change. That's the type of accountability and the type of responsibility that you don't see from the head coach, the coaching staff on this team, and what you wanted to see from your players. And now that means that they're playing for one another, or that should mean that they're playing for one another if the players bought into what Caleb was selling at that point. Now, Glazer reports stated that the news of Williams' apology, he earned plenty of respect among his teammates for taking ownership, losing 3 consecutive games, and enduring over 20 drives on offense without scoring a touchdown. Both play calling and Williams' lack of production led to Waldron's dismissal. Now, one of those teammates, DJ Moore, was asked about Williams taking ownership, and he said he did it out of the kindness of his heart and just to let everybody know he'll be better. Not only did Williams get respect from Moore for taking ownership, but his improved performance against the Packers drew admiration from his top receiver as well. DJ Moore is noticing the corrections that have been made, and those corrections seem to be tied to the new offensive coordinator, Thomas Brown. Now, what did Thomas Brown say after the Chicago were beaten by the Green Bay Packers on a bogus play at the end of the game caused by head coaching mismanagement? Well, what he said will shock you, and it was this right. One of the things that you get from Matt Eberflus all the time is, good job, boys, you tried. That's the important part. You came out here. Now let's go get a snow cone and a slice of pizza, buddies. You know what I mean? Like a junior league coach, right? Thomas Brown came out and said, there attaboys in this game. We play this game to win, and we came up short. This is a guy who's holding people accountable for all the things that Matt said that he was doing, that he's not doing. We know this. Thomas Brown actually did that, and look, it doesn't matter what I'm comfortable with. I don't play. I can always adapt and adjust. So what Thomas Brown is basically saying is, number one, if we don't win, you don't get congratulations for trying, because we're paid to win. And second, it doesn't matter what I think the offense should be. If I don't have the talent for that type of offense, I need to adjust the way that I play. This is exactly what we've been looking for all this time. It's what we were looking for out of Luke Getsy. It's what we were looking for out of Shane Waldron. It's what we didn't see. And it's what we're seeing, or at least we're starting to see, from Thomas Brown. Now, the question is, this is one game. So Caleb Williams threw for 231 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, played probably his best game despite no touchdown passes. was looking more in command of the game, let alone the team. The game. He was doing a great job moving the ball around, getting the ball to open receivers, taking the checkdowns. These are the things that we wanted him and we're needing him to do. And guess what? Now we see him doing it. And the question is, can he continue to do that over a couple of games? And we get a little bit of vibe here off of Thomas Brown. Now we're taking on the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings this weekend. And I think that we had a chance. We had a chance until we got Eberflus into a loss on this past Sunday. So, we could have beaten the Green Bay Packers. We had their number, and we had the opportunity to win that game until Matt Eberflus stepped in and said, oh, no. There will be no winning under my regime. So the opportunity exists, by the way, for the same thing to happen over here with Minnesota with a better result. What we have to accept is this. Matt Eberflus is a loser. He's not going to win us games, but he's going to manage us to some victories. He's won a couple of games, So we were 7-10 last year, and we're 4-6 now, but we were 4-2 at one point. You know what I mean? So, really, is there an opportunity here for some wins? There's some opportunity here for this team to really start to kind of excel without getting the game lost in the fourth quarter by Matt Eberflus, no-brain decisions. So, and yeah, I'm harping on Matt Eberflus, but it's my goddamn show. You know what I mean? So anyway, Thomas Brown looking like a leader of men. And then that leads us to this final article, which says Thomas Brown's latest quip makes you wonder why Chicago Bears didn't trust him sooner. And by the way, the Bears' new play caller sounds like a potential head coach in the making. Look, he's rugged. He's tough. The way that he's addressing people. Listen, my goal is always to put our guys in the best spot. They really tried to build back confidence in Williams. These are the things that you're starting to notice right now. They're trying to give Caleb Williams easy plays so that he looks good. They're trying to give him the opportunity. And Thomas Brown might be that guy that comes out of nowhere and replaces Matt Eberflus as the head coach. This is going to be an open competition at the end of this year. We know 100%. We know Matt Eberflus has to be gone. He's lost this team, or at least it looks like, and it appears like, that he's lost this game, this team. And look, we're going to play. We're going to have moments where we look pretty good, but we'll see how they gel. This is the second game of them working together. They've had, now 2 weeks for practice. Maybe they're a little bit more in tune with Thomas Brown. But here's what's more. Brown has made sure the offense knows they still weren't good enough to win Sunday's game. There are no attaboys in this game, and that they'll need to better game against the Vikings and hyper-aggressive defense coordinator Brian Flores. He demands a certain standard in terms of the way we practice and the way we operate, and I think guys really bought into that. And remember, what we talked about was Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron did not command respect out of people, and he didn't make people work for it. They weren't held accountable. They were lackadaisical in practice. They were not doing the things that would make them successful. They didn't have it, whatever it is. And we have a team with a bunch of its. So there should be a whole lot of winning going on with this team. And there just was not. So now the question would become, can Thomas Brown do it again for the second week? And if he does that, and we have a shot against the Minnesota Vikings and we pull out a win, then is this a marked turnaround? Probably not. This would make us a 5-6 team. Doesn't give us the playoff win that we need. We still need to go run the table. We still really need to go run the table here to bring back some semblance of respectability for a franchise that just keeps getting Eberflused. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. DJ Moore praising Caleb Williams. Thomas Brown telling you no attaboys. There's no crying in baseball. You'll bees. Bears. And could Thomas Brown be a head coaching candidate? If not in Chicago, somewhere else before the season is over? Are we going to be looking at this guy for a long time in the future? And what does he bring to the table? So far, the results have been pretty okay. Let's not say great. Pretty okay. He's recognized some problems. He's addressed those problems. And now he's going to build this team up, or so it looks. Let's see what happens. Bear down. Minnesota, I do think that we have a good opportunity for a victory. I'm going to call it right now and say that the Bears actually get off just a little bit more this week than they did last week. And let's call it 27-24. with the Bears winning a very close game. So that's it. We'll talk again very, very soon.